Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Melotti from Melotti Media, and this is a special episode. Oh my God, one of my favorite colleagues is Claudia Neal-Shaw here. She's joining us. So she is from Candour Consulting, and she is so inspirational, especially in the female entrepreneurial space in Australia, for motivating fellow businesswomen and helping them market themselves. So I'm really excited to chat to you today, Claudia. Claudia, do you want to do your intro? And then let's just throw in, Claudia.
Christopher Melotti, you have a voice with charisma that every time I hear it, it just excites me and energizes me. So I'm so delighted that you invited me on the pod. Thank you so much. And thank you for that beautiful intro. I do work specifically with women in business. I teach them how to market with confidence and to build a really powerful personal brand. My background, ex-lawyer, ex-corporate comms girl, and I figured out very quickly that the world of entrepreneurship and running a business was really where I wanted to play. And so I started out as quite a traditional marketing consulting business and then started to transition into really marketing education, because I truly believe that business education, marketing education, money education should be as accessible, as transparent, as candid, and as bullshit-free as possible.
Love it. Love it. And look, I'm a huge women entrepreneur ally because
Yes, you are.
I mentor quite a few women myself, not to your capacity, but just as friends. And I absolutely love this space. And I feel like women have so much to offer the entrepreneurial space because a lot approach it in a really different way. And it's, I think, like history has shown, that balance is so let's talk about marketing and business and all things that we specialize in. So I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball out. Digital fatigue, that's what's happening right now. So I've noticed a lot in the market is that, and I wrote actually an article on this very recently, how as marketers, we have a job to do, which is to promote and can create a conducive environment for people who are looking to buy our products and services. Now, there is that kind of pushy side, which is the very advertising, very push strategy. And then there's the pulling side, which is the, content marketing, side. And businesses I know have to do both. But what I'm seeing, which I've never really seen before, is this real digital fatigue, which is, how I phrased it, and I'll let you jump in soon, Claudia, is that I found that as marketers, we go, oh, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise. Our competitors are making a lot of noise, which is true. But I feel what has happened is it's washed over our customers. We've forgotten they are humans. And now they're ending up in a fatigue space. So while we're as marketers going, how do we get through the noise? We're forgetting, how do we reignite and refresh someone that is so over getting spam with ads?
Yes.
Throw in like that. I know that was the biggest curveball.
I love the curveball. I
didn't prep you at all, Claudia. So
no, it's perfect. And Chris, I think we can also confidently say that we as consumers, you and I, not just as marketing specialists, that we've experienced totally, right? And so I think that in itself allows us to have a perspective that says, how do we want to be communicated with? So if I personally am feeling digital fatigue, or if I'm looking at my content, I'm looking at my engagement and I'm saying, you know what, something is not right here. I ask myself, what is the easiest way to start a conversation with my ideal customer? Yes. I'm not really that interested in pushing hard ever, if I'm being really frank.
Yep.
I find that really encouraging conversation, storytelling, sharing of incredible experiences actually removes a lot of the pretense and pressure around a sale. And so what I'm finding absolutely right now, Chris, is that we are not getting the same kind of engagement and success online.
So for everyone listening and watching, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Claudia.
No, of course.
I love these podcasts, doing this podcast to give people actual experience and learnings from these. And that I just want to reassure, I'm hearing this everywhere, is that Google ads have really dropped off. Facebook has really dropped off. All those kind of LinkedIn. And we're also seeing AI making it worse, because what's happening is we as marketers, we're going, oh my God, a bright new toy. And it does things faster than ever before. Yes. We're spamming out even faster, and that's fatiguing people even further. So Claudia and I, we're going to live workshop how to fix this, how to break through this. So sorry, I didn't mean to stop you. I just wanted to reiterate for people.
Yes.
This is not just two people talking. I want insights.
Totally. And I think the thing is, Chris, is that we can see this always as an opportunity. If you look back across history in digital in terms of where are the times where engagement drops off or whether a particular kind of content is prioritized, it forces people to evolve. So what we are at the position that we're in right now, although, you know, we might have digital fatigue, our customers have digital fatigue.
Yes.
It really forces you to say, what has to happen here in order for us to move forward? What do we need to do to evolve? And as always, I return immediately to what are the current and immediate needs or desires of my customer? What is the thing that is going to change their life today, in this moment, whatever date it is, that's actually going to make a difference?
Claudia, you nailed it. Like literally the blog I just wrote, that's the very first point I said, be customer-centric obsessed. Now, the first thing I wrote in this article was, yes, we all do that. Right? I guarantee every marketer is going, yes, of course we do that. But I think that as marketers, we've got complacent here.
Yes,
what we've done is we've gone, of course we listen to our customers. Our customers want 17 features that we put in our platform.
Wow.
Right? And that's what I think, and we've all done it. Like, this is not a name and shame thing. We've all done it. I think the difference is we need to sit, like I said in this article, sit down, close your eyes and put yourself in your customer's shoes. They don't look for, I need a feature. What they are looking for is, save me from embarrassment. Help my kids learn about the world I'm not going to live in, right?
Yeah.
Like I know it sounds really hard, but it's the truth, right? You know, I did this recently. I went to a networking event and one of the ladies there, she said, oh, I do vacation care and I look after vacation care. And I said, oh, great. You're one of, thousands, right? And I said, cool, this is interesting. What she said at the last few seconds of her pitch was, she said, oh, I actually I bring along this tech kit and I introduce the kids, these really young kids, to the world of technology and engineering because the world is changing and schools aren't teaching this. And she said that in the last 2 seconds of her pitch. The whole thing, the rest was, oh, vacation care. And I said, you have overlooked the true potential of what you do, which is you are helping kids grow up in a world that the school isn't preparing them for.
Yes.
And she was like, boom, her head just exploded. She's like, I didn't
mic drop.
Right. And I know that's what I do, but I'm saying is that this is what I'm talking about for marketers is, if we want to overcome digital fatigue, we need to start talking like our customers are thinking. And it's, what are their real concerns? People's concerns are fear of isolation. They want to look good in front of their boss. They want to save costs. They're desperate for fitting in.
Yes.
Right. So
it's a very direct human need and a feeling. And I think sometimes that's what we get lost in. We play in the space of what's the feature, what's the benefit, instead of saying, what's the feeling, what's the experience? And one of my most favorite questions that I use with my own clients, I use it with myself as well, is it doesn't really matter what the skill set is that you're offering. Yep. But it does matter to discover what is the most interesting thing about it. So, if you use the example of vacation care, is the most interesting thing that they care for kids after school? No, not really. That's going to happen regardless. That's the actual doing. But the most interesting thing is that they're turning it on its head a little bit and saying, well, how can we add value to the lives of these kids and then in turn their parents? And they've created this incredible opportunity that says, we are the leaders in this space that educates kids how to use the tech effectively. And
brilliant. That's what I'm talking about, Claudia. So the key insight here for everyone listening is, don't assume that you know what your customers are looking for. Find out, right? Yes. Especially if there's a downturn in your business right now and it's getting quiet. Now's the time to go profile my customers, right? If we've got 3 or 4 personas, let's delve. What is their main issue right now? Sometimes it might be, I'm so time poor, I wish this would go away, right? Whatever you do. And sometimes we've done websites and things where this consultant is so busy that she's got 19 lives that she's living. And she just goes, Chris, I just want to vent to you for an hour, go away, bring it back, done. And you know what I mean? You see how, sure, we do content writing and things like that. But what we really did for her is save her hours of agony and all of that. And what it is if you want to break through that digital fatigue in the marketing space right now, is really thinking, who are your customers and what are their emotional needs? And then it doesn't just stop there. And Claudia, I'll let you jump in here, it's building your business on that. I feel like it's like building your communications, and you've got that background on that need. So if their need is loneliness, it's like, how does my product or service or platform solve that?
Yes.
What do you think?
Totally. I think that for me, I'm always trying to understand, like, underneath that need, what is the true feeling? And I think when we can say things like, the need is I want to belong. Why do you want to belong? Or why does a human want to belong? Don't be afraid to ask the question, why? So what? Why does that matter? And I think
5 whys, right?
totally, like, keep getting to the core of what we're about, because as humans, we do protect ourselves, right? We respond in the way that we think the other person wants us to respond. And what I would say to many business owners, particularly right now, is do not be afraid to have conversations with your customers. I actually gave this advice to a client this week. We were talking about, in the lead up to Christmas, what are you actually going to do in order to set yourself up over this period that's often a downturn, right? And I said, I want you to go and talk to your 3 best customers and get a really clear idea of what's going on in their business. What are they worried about? What's keeping them up at night? What do they dream of? And what do they aspire to be in the new year? And then I also asked her, would you be open to talking to some of your past clients who haven't bought from you recently? Because I really like to see the dichotomy between who are your raving fan people who will blow your trumpet and love the shit out of you, and who are the people who have dabbled with you before, if you're still in a good relationship with them, but haven't bought from you recently. I'm really interested in what they're focusing on, because you don't always just want to hear from people who love you. You've got to hear that, I guess, opposing feedback.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. And this is actually, I'll give you an example of where I did this. And what I found was during December, January, when we interviewed a few clients, they said, oh my God, I'm going on holidays. It's already planned and my business is not ready. Or I haven't completed my projects and my boss is going to kill me, right? And so we came up with a campaign called Don't Let Your Break Your Business. And we did this, right? And we had, we'll take over, because we said we usually work through December, January. And I said, we'll take over and complete those projects so that when you get back into your desk, they are there waiting for you. Beautiful. Right. We did this campaign last year and it was very successful. So we're doing it again this year. And so what it is that exactly what you said, Claudia, is that's where it comes from. Is that we didn't just go, let's just try it. What we did was we asked customers, and the biggest thing they said was that emotional need. It wasn't, I need a copywriter or a content marketer. Of course, they're not going to say that. People don't say that. Right? What they do.
Never.
Right?
Never.
They don't say that. They say, oh, I promised my boss that I would have this ebook and this campaign and that website page and this thing, whatever it is, marketing aspect done. And I'm about to head on holidays and I can't do it. And I don't want to do it in a lounge chair while I'm next to the pool or spending time with my family. So what they did is they were going, crap, who's working still? And who can I trust?
Totally.
Right?
Who can take this over and deliver it in a way that's going to make me look and also feel awesome in the new year?
And when I'm on holidays, knowing that it's still getting done, right? To see how it's hitting all those boom, 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 all those emotional needs. Someone will come out of digital fatigue for that solution.
Yes.
And that's what I want. Another key insight for everyone listening is people are digitally fatigued and they are exhausted by getting bombarded, right? If there's ads that are going, you need to buy our stuff. And there's not enough going, this is your idea. You know, there's not enough things they're going, here's something that will fulfill you. Like Claudia, for yours is, I know you run like women workshops and entrepreneurial groups and communities. People don't go, where's a community of marketers and entrepreneurs I can join? Most people wouldn't search. I'm sure some do, but not everyone searches. What they do search is like, are you feeling a bit of anxiety about your entrepreneurial journey? Are you feeling that I can't take a holiday? You know, all those kind of things. It's like, are you feeling, the entrepreneurial journey is a rewarding but lonely one. Let's solve that. Do you see how people won't find that digitally fatigue? And this is why content marketing still is so powerful, because content marketing, it's like it's on their terms. You know, if you think about it, and everyone just think this is another key insight here. When you're scrolling through TikTok, Facebook, and all those, anything, right? It's like something I like, add, skip, right? Or you can't skip, and it's intrusive. then it's something I like, something I like. That's why content marketing works, because the content marketing is part of the something I like. Right. And sure, it's slower than ads. Like ads are a numbers game and you have to still do them. But I always say and always reiterate that content marketing is so important, because that people are content hungry because it's on their terms, not yours.
Absolutely.
And that breaks through fatigue.
And I think also it has longevity in the sense that content marketing is conversation. It's not one-sided. You're not, if you're putting things out there with the intention to tell rather than ask for a response, mistake number one, right? And I think in the times, and I can speak from my own experience, you know, as an entrepreneur as well, that in the times where I am feeling overwhelmed, I care less about the, oh, do this and do that. And I care more about the, have other people been in my position?
Yes.
Have they felt shitty about their business? Have they felt resentful, disenfranchised? Have they felt excited and motivated? Share your story so that other people can see themselves in there and go, you know what? I am not alone.
And this is good marketing. And this is why I think this is a really timely episode for now, because people are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And look, you know, it's not just the marketing space, it's the world, right? The world is in a tough time right now, and people's mental health takes a hit. And so it's important as marketers and business people that we are there for the right reasons, for the right people. And it really does impact your marketing. So I think that we need to, as marketers, we need to be mindful that sure, we've got AI now and it makes it faster, but we've got to remember that we're still talking to humans. It's not like we're using AI to talk to AI. We're talking to a human, and the human has to make the decision to convert. And so key insight again for everyone listening is, how are you humanizing your marketing despite all the tech that's going on? And one thing that I posted on LinkedIn recently was people kept saying, where are you getting your leads from right now? Because nothing is working in the digital sphere. Networking. I said, get out of your office.
Yeah.
And I know people go, but that's not scalable. And I know there's always that, but it's networking is, you know why? When people are digitally fatigued and so over their phones and getting overwhelmed with all this clutter, what it is people meet you and you can do your best work in person, right? I know some people like introverts will go, oh my gosh, but introverts can do it just as well, right? Is you can get out there and you can talk to people and explain what you do, and they give you the time of day. And all you need is about a minute or two for people to go, I like this person.
Yeah. You build that rapport and that connection. And I often say that when people meet you face to face and when they meet you online, they should be having the same experience. You should be on the mission to replicate the in-person experience online and vice versa. That is the point. You are talking to a person who is discerning, who has real needs, real wants, real stresses, real desires.
And they have resources at their fingertips to check things.
Yes. And vet you. And really, I think, you know, certainly, you know, Chris, you and I were major extroverts, right? And I appreciate that for some people that isn't a space they often play with, right? And I get it, but I think don't ever be afraid to try something new, and you might not have a great experience with it straight away. I was talking to someone yesterday and we were talking about successful business relationships, successful personal relationships. And I was saying something along the lines of, in those scenarios, the most flexible communicator wins. Yes. And it's the same in business. The most flexible business owner wins. If you are able to pivot and adapt and evolve and be flexible, you will continue to go forward. If you are committed to doing things one way, never changing, really rigid, you will sense that resistance, and so will your bottom line. Your bottom line will not move. It will resist and go, no, we like it here. We're going to stay here.
And that's the thing. And that was a great key insight, Claudia, is for marketing, we need to be adaptive. Yes. Right. It doesn't mean jumping on every shiny thing, but what it means is being, like you said, like having that plasticity to be able to adapt. I think the main thing is adapt to the customers we're talking to. You know, like we're all in marketing. One of the 101s is customer centricity. And yet I feel like we are not paying attention to them anymore because we've got so many digital tools around us that is promising a lot of things, but we're forgetting the humans behind it. We're forgetting that the people behind it are busy, fatigued, exhausted, and overwhelmed. And so as marketers, we need to do this. So I would say making sure that you are updating all of your platforms, your website, like you were saying, Claudia, is, you know, all the digital experience, all the in-person experience. experience, is look at your website, go and have a look at it and go, is this what my customer is looking for? Am I getting to the point or making it hard for them? Thing that I've pulled up as a marketing consultant, many companies I've found is they make the conversion process so hard.
Oh,
like, do you know,
they make it hard to buy. And I'm like,
it's an accident. I would say 99% is an accident. It's not like a customer, not like a brand wants to make it hard. It's just that they don't think about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, click here to click here to click here to click here to get right. And it's like,
what about just one click?
Yeah. When people are convinced, the one thing I say to my team is the minute we get an inquiry during business hours, half an hour has to be responded to, right? Half an hour. That works like a treat, because when an inquiry comes in, right? I know it's within reason, but we've got 4 of us that respond to inquiries. So we can usually, one of us will usually catch it. And 100% of times, every person will say, wow, thank you for the timely response. Immediately starts off with a great impression.
Absolutely.
And it's just this little stuff. So another key insight, we're dropping them out like flies, Claudia.
Totally.
Is just making sure that conversion process is customer-centric and easy.
And that's it, right? I think in any time when you experience fatigue or overwhelm, it doesn't matter whether it's in marketing or in business or in life, get back to basics, go back to your foundations, because when we build on strong foundations, we can continue to build up. When you're trying to teeter on many levels of unstable planks and, mismatched tools and things like that, is when you fall off and you get burnt out and you think, I don't want to do this anymore. Don't let yourself get to that point. Get back to basics and foundations and rely on other people, other marketing professionals like you and I, Chris. We catch up really regularly for a bit of an accountability call and just to touch base and see what the market's doing.
And I always rely on you, Claudia, because there's been times where I've gone, oh my God, it's too hard. I've come to you and I'm going, and everyone might go, oh, wow, Chris, we all go through this.
Absolutely.
We all need a touch point and we need that colleague that we can depend on.
Absolutely. And don't do it alone. It's not worth it. Yeah.
So look, we'll start to wrap up here. Claudia, anything you'd like to finish with that? Digital fatigue, marketing, anything you do retreats. Let's talk, throw in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what's really interesting is that I've definitely seen in the last 12 months, the way that I have diversified my business and the way that I communicate has really come back in spades. And I recently ran an incredible business retreat in the Southern Highlands in New South Wales for some amazing women in business, where we would get, that relaxation, that recharge, but we'd also get to spend that time actively working on our businesses. So that's something I run for members of my membership, the Power Moves Club, and we do a retreat once a year. But I really encourage people to give yourself the space and the grace to think and to, really not feel so beholden to, this is what I should do. This is what I could do. This is what someone said I have to do. Let's pare that right back and say, what would it look like in the best case scenario? And I think that only happens when you create space around your brain.
And so key insight there for everyone listening and watching is space, right? And you don't have to be an entrepreneur. Like for everyone who's listening, who's a marketer or a business professional, is that can still, that you need that space. And take it from me firsthand, is some of the best ideas I come out with are when I'm not in my office, when I'm, it's when you're in the shower, when you're walking the dog, when you've got that space. And so
create the moments for thinking.
So if every female entrepreneur and business professional listening, make sure you go to Claudia's website, the Candour Consulting website, and have a look at her retreats and her events, because it really is a great thing. And it will sometimes be the best thing you can do, because if you're feeling fatigued, your customers are feeling fatigue, and maybe you need to get away and be amongst other business professionals who to give yourself the space to. I'm doing one next year. I'm doing a business retreat, not me running it. I'm going to one because
I hope so.
Right. I need it badly. And it's just because I need to think, I need to space, and I need breathing. And so if your customers are feeling fatigued, you're feeling fatigued, it can't it can't hurt to get away.
Absolutely. And they feel that, right? And so everyone needs to take care of themselves and also each other. And I think, we are at that evolution point at the moment. And so for everyone who is feeling like that, take the space that you need, but also trust that this is just moving us to the next level. So I can't wait. It's exciting.
I love it. Well, thank you, Claudia, for joining me. I know that was a bit
Thank
of a
you, gorgeous Chris.
We talked about so many insights. So I guarantee people got lots of great initiatives, to-dos from this. Like everyone listening, please implement some of these. If anything resonated, you can reach out also to us. We've got Claudia Neal-Shaw here from Candour Consulting. Check out her website. Myself, Chris at Melotti Media. We both do different sides of marketing and we can definitely help you. So thank you so much for listening to this special episode of the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Melotti. I look forward to chatting to more amazing people like Claudia. Thank you, Claudia, for joining us.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye.